volatile. Love it. Russell 2000.
Andrew, just welcoming all our friends on YouTube.
Oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, damn,
we're
I didn't know that.
just getting there.
Well, oh, perfect.
I just saw some numbers come up there. I want to make sure you weren't putting those up on the screen if you didn't want to.
So we need to behave. Volatile. Love it. On Russell 2000.
Andrew, just welcoming all our friends on YouTube. Oh, now I got
so how's everyone doing? Oh, you're on YouTube. Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
We're just getting there.
Well, oh, perfect.
Wow. mRNA down $11.
Come up there. I want
It's
to make
amazing.
sure you putting those up.
Yeah, just I'm glad I got out of it a little bit, but I think it stays. It might actually open even lower than that. So the next level, I think, is at 56.36. We went very close, but not enough.
What was what was the news on that? Obviously, something not good.
Actually, I don't know.
I thought it might have. Jared was talking about it coming off the Guild news. I thought somebody said some.
Sorry, guys. I'm not sure what anybody is seeing right now. All of my Chrome windows have frozen on me. I'm not sure what anybody is seeing right now. All of my Chrome windows have frozen on me.
I got long that FAS. That's worked out. Yeah, crooks on Wall Street. No. Yeah,
Never.
never. Yeah, well, you know, there's always Jennifer. There's always the partial.
Guys, I think I want to keep these 2,000 shares of mRNA overnight. This is really weak, and I doubt unless there's a really good news. Yeah, gonna crack that. And yeah, IWM, I'll just keep it long for a swing and see how it's gonna be tomorrow. So I'm gonna sign off. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Peter, and YouTube people. I'll see you all tomorrow morning, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, Andrew.
Later, Andrew.
There's that 300 test.
Whew. Damn, IWM sold off really bad. What the hell was that?
The SPY just dumped.
Yeah, I'm sick of these drops in the half an hour. Really, always in the last half an hour. Dumps.
I like these. I like these sell-offs in the last half an hour.
As long as you're short Microsoft, you're good.
Yeah,
Peter's
exactly.
signature trade.
Yeah, no, it's become a staple here.
Diddly doodly.
It has to mRNA. I'm watching here, and I don't know what to.
What to make of it?
I'm not sure what to make of it down here, so I've got to keep an eye on that. I'll also flip to Microsoft just to see what's going on here. I might have missed the opportunity on Microsoft just a minute ago.
Yeah, it just
that was with the SPY.
yeah, just did a bit of a yeah, you should have shorted it when I mentioned it.
Should have. Should have, could have, would have.
Could have, should have, would have. Could have got a buck. Could have got a buck out of it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think near there's somebody's mentioning there's investigation going to happen.
Uh,
They're being investigated.
Who is? Sorry?
Microsoft or mRNA.
mRNA. Oh, the news was just that the
Yeah.
competitors were ahead of them in the race for a COVID cure. But if there's an
Oh,
actually, what maybe wasn't that the news on Friday? What was the news on Friday in mRNA? Maybe. Anyways, now that you're saying investigation, it sounds familiar. But I think that was on GSX.
Well, it seemed-
fraud investigation.
Okay. Well, it seemed like something happened at 3:15 here.
Mm.
Something nasty.
Something certainly did. Well, all right. Keep an eye on mRNA over here. Microsoft. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do when I'm gone?
so, Brian, were you surprised at the big gap up this morning?
A little bit. I mean, nothing surprised me in this market, you know.
Over the weekend, at a certain point, we were looking all red across the board, but then things turned around. So, and yesterday, the Canadian markets had a reasonably good day. So, and I was watching the global markets, which are all, nothing spectacular, but they had a solid day. So, I thought we might see a little increase today. But frankly, over the course of the day, the SPY hasn't done much, right? Like, it's really sort of. It's chopped around in a relatively narrow range, like a $2 range all day here. So
yeah, hasn't really gone anywhere to speak of.
No.
So it's going to be another one of those days where you see the headline after the close here in 22 minutes, and they'll talk about the 2% $5 increase or something in the SPY, but the reality is that during the course of the day it didn't do much.
Right.
I'm trying to create a trade out of Microsoft, and I don't honestly know where it's going to go.
Yeah, I didn't.
Don't force it.
I did. I got out of it this morning. Bit of a loss. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Etsy didn't follow through there on that pattern.
And look at the last few candles on Microsoft. It's 3 indecision candles in a row, basically.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
All right, let's take the chance. What the heck?
Oh.
Here we go. We're doing it again. Yes, baby. Yes. Let's go. Let's go.
Go, Peter. Go, Peter.
All right, taking a quick partial here.
I want this to
5 in a row, guys.
To work out.
We got confirmed 5 in a
There you
row.
go.
I just took a partial, which means my stop is now at break even. This is a guaranteed winner of a trade. I only got 10 cents, but I was worried that I was forcing it here, but
But it's in the books.
it's in the books.
There it is. It's starting to move for you.
So here, actually, I don't show you guys my trades normally. I keep forgetting that.
Ooh.
So here, let me just do this. Here you go. Here's the trade. You can see. Oh, all right, gonna take another
Oh, look at this.
partial.
Where are you going to take your next partial? Down to 101.4?
I just did, just in case it bounces on me. So I got in right at 182.01, as you can see right there.
Yep.
And
AMD. What's AMD doing? AMD, Peter's Peter's the
Sell
AMD trader now.
Yeah, I missed this move. I said, Brian, if you look at AMD, I had a daily level at 54.35. Let me call it up on the screen here. And I had earlier trades on it, but this one you can see that it bounced like 3 times right off that level. I should have taken it short, but
Right.
I don't know why I
Yeah,
hesitated.
definitely. It's definitely giving you a sign that it was weak.
Yeah. You took it with me? All right, Zen. I want to be clear, though. All trades are the responsibility of the trader. Please do not follow another trader into any trade. Any trade that you take is on your own discretion, and please do not make sure that you let Peter influence your trades in any way.
You got that down now.
Yeah. Faltered it.
AMD at that time, though. AMD,
Look at
because
that.
I was watching AMD at that time as well, and it was tough. The price action wasn't clean on it. It kept bouncing up and down.
Take another
Nice,
partial
Zen.
here.
Nice one. Following Peter's trades could result in total loss of self-penis.
Oh, AMD. You took the trade in AMD. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, everything's
Well done.
everything's kind of selling off here.
Oh, I wish I'd taken more on
Yang.
Microsoft. I just took a couple hundred shares just because I felt like I owed it to everybody after. But now it actually...
Well, you did owe it to us.
Yeah, did I? Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Paid in full
yeah.
then.
Paid in full. All right. Oh, look at wow. Look at Microsoft go. Jeez.
Yeah.
I am in a Yang trade.
Yang. Oh, you mentioned Yang this morning. That's the Chinese bear.
That's it.
Chinese bear.
Yeah, it's the ETF. It's just gone through 39. Picked it up around 38.50, 38.60.
Doesn't trade a lot of volume, does it?
No.
All right. SRNE was a big disappointment after the open. I was watching that, and it just died. I mean,
Yeah, it didn't do much. It actually just went down. Huh.
UAL. Keeping my eyes here on Microsoft, trying to watch everything. I got to remember I'm in 2 trades here, so I'm on my other screen. I'm watching mRNA, which is continuing to drop.
Nobody likes an mRNA anymore.
No, apparently not. I find it distracting now to have my trades on my chart because I normally trade without them these days. I find that weird. All right, 15 minutes left. Microsoft is still...
Everything's selling off.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
far
it's
this is
kinda
going to go.
curious.
We're at low of day now. I'm gonna see if there's any sign of strength in Microsoft, even just a pop. I'll probably take another partial. Yeah, I'm gonna take a partial there just in case.
Just in case.
No, I'll just hold the rest till the close. I got most of my shares out. I'm down to 10%, so we can just hang on here, and which means I have almost nothing left.
I'm hooked on the feeling.
You've got the music in you, Brian.
Yeah, I do.
I like it.
SPY's sitting around the 200 on the daily now.
Yeah,
think it's
sorry
gonna-
about that, guys. I think I did that. I shorted Microsoft, and
Yeah.
happened.
Your buying power took it down.
Yeah, my big 200 shares on Microsoft. And I said I just took it for the heck of it, right? Just to, I don't know, just because I was, 5 days in a row, had to go for the 5 Pete. So, and said I literally only have, oh, sorry, no, I did the math wrong. I have 20%. I've got 40 shares left. So it's not like it's not a big trade, but it's more the principle.
Well, it's keeping that record intact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm worried because there's a 100% guarantee the record will be broken.
At some point.
Right? Like,
but the point is, you win more than you lose.
yeah, well, so far that's working out.
Oh, so wonder if we're gonna had this little sell-off. Wonder if we're gonna pop back into the close here.
Apparently, Urbano, I'm the closer.
The closer. Send in the closer.
They call me the
Send
closer.
in the closer.
Or is it send in the clowns?
Well, that's also applicable. I also resemble that remark. Okay. This is, well, we'll see what happens. Microsoft looked like it was about to head down, and then it just popped back up, so I'm not sure. Boy, look at the SPY. That's,
Yeah.
You spent any time
It's doing
with
pretty much the same thing the SPY is right now.
yeah.
Little pullback and then sell off.
I hadn't looked at Microsoft for most of the day. I admit I was thinking about this trade for a good part of the day, but I wasn't looking at it. What is going on? Brian, is that you?
I think that's Brian.
I just
Don't forget copyright rules. We can't be stealing anybody's music.
that was just me. That was just me humming.
It was you humming? Oh, well done. Very
Yeah.
melodious.
67 Art.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
entry was 38.68.
See, Master Chief, it's like somebody's jumped on my turntables. Like, what's going on? Who's playing music? It's my thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see mRNA rally a bit here. I mean, people have been really leaning into this on the short side. So I wouldn't be surprised. Last few minutes, we see a bit of a pop here.
Yang has really popped up. It's
Yang is looking good.
yeah, wow.
Nobody likes those Chinese Communist Party people.
Apparently, at this point, I mean, they're just getting. There's so much tension now between the U.S. and China that it has an inevitable spillover effect. I haven't looked at any Chinese stocks today. What is like? Baba
Well, they're
doing?
actually Baidu, Baba are both JD. I mean, Andrew was trading,
Yeah.
I think, trading JD.
Baidu's actually
they're
up
all,
5% today.
Yeah, I know.
Huh.
But the Chinese pulled. I guess after so many decades, they didn't give any guidance on their.
Oh, what happened?
What?
Big spike up.
Oh.
Microsoft just spiked up and stopped me out.
Ho ho ho!
I looked away for
That's
a
a
second.
huge spike.
And it
Well,
was
that
real
was-
because I said I got stopped. So it's trading up here. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah. Look. Well, tell us you're green though, Peter.
Oh yeah, I'm green on the trade. Let's see, where did I got stopped? I got stopped too. Look at that one. My stop was at break even, which was 182.01. I actually got filled at 182.15. So that's a big slippage.
What is the? What is that? Is that a NYSE stock? Okay, or is it a Q?
No, it's a Nasdaq. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 14 cents slippage, and yeah, Master Chief, thanks for that. But no, I don't have any open positions, so I'm not long on anything. I mean, I always put my stop at break even in place just in case I'm looking around at other things and I don't get caught. But in this case, it's one of those where I could have held on and I would have been back into the green right now. I could have held on to my remaining shares, but anyways. Yeah, it's a real it's a habit now where I hit that move stop to break even key of mine, the hot key, and it cancels all open trades on that symbol and puts in one new trade for whatever open shares I've got. So it's like a religion now. As soon as I take a partial, I just automatically hit it without even thinking about it now. So
it makes it so easy, so much easier not to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you get that first partial.
Yep.
Zan, I think we do. I can share it right here. I'm happy to share the script. We've done that many a time. Here, I'll post it right now. Keep in mind, everything it was in my post is including it, especially the CXL at the beginning. It's the only time there's a space in the whole script, which is why it's on a separate line. So if you're using the script, don't forget the CXL. Space all symbols, so that cancels all existing orders and then it enters the new order, right? So that's, I said, as soon as I take a partial, I just automatically hit that one. And I've showed you guys this before, but if you look at my, let me go take these off my chart again because they're bugging me, my trades. If I show you one of my montage windows, see I've got this big button that says move stop to break even. So as soon as I take a partial, you know, I just automatically hit that big button, and it doesn't matter whether I'm long or short. It just puts in a stop right at break even. So I could incorporate it into my other buttons, frankly, but I've chosen not to. So
we got 6 minutes left.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a sell-off all the way in.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It just seems like we're going to maybe just going to chop from here.
no problems, then.
My TI, I'm just getting running down on all the turbo breakdown. Everything.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty weird move there, Peter, on the Microsoft.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Didn't it have a spike like that on Friday or Thursday too?
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. I don't remember exactly the scenario, but
because that one didn't stop you out.
No, because it was just like a out of order print or something. But this one was real trading was happening there because it hung around up there for 20-30 seconds as well, right? So anyways, mRNA, with all that excitement, I failed to take a partial at 57.50, which is where I was thinking of taking one. So I'll just hold on to it now, since that's my $5 mark. Maybe we'll get back down to 57.50 in the next 4 minutes. And then there was one. All right. What other excitement have we got?
About 4.5 minutes.
No, Dave. It does. It works if you don't have a stop, because the command to execute the cancel just won't do anything. But I use it when after I first enter a trade, and when I take my first partial as well, then I am able to hit that, and it enters a stop at break even for me. So that is the script, Armands. There's nothing else to it. I because I have it as a hotkey on the montage, there's no special symbols or anything in it. You know, it's not like a machine language script or anything. There is a space, Armand's the only space I said it's the reason why the CXL is printed on a separate line, but everything else has no spaces. Let's see. Dave, does that only work? Oh, I already answered that. Armand's scripted edit mode. When you enter a trade, where is your stop? Well, when I first enter a trade, Dan, I hand manage it, so I don't have a stop when I first enter it. I mean, I do. I know what my target stop is, because I won't enter a trade unless I know where I'm going to stop out. But I don't use a hotkey until after I've taken a partial. Because until that point, I want to see what it's going to do. Because if it fails to make the move I'm looking for, I may get out early. Or, you know, choose to manage it differently, so... So like Microsoft, when I took that trade on Microsoft, really I was just going to give it like, I was going to give it probably 20 cents. If it popped up 20 cents on me, I would just get out, but it fell straight down. So I got lucky. What do you do with the CXL? Just make sure it's in the script. It's CXL space all symbol, and then everything else, yeah. So here, let me show you guys. I'm going to pull it on my screen here since you got a lot of questions. So I'm just going to show you the edit for that. Here's what it looks like in the script window. You can see that. So it's CXL space all symbol, blah, 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 and it keeps going here. What is it? Can I not? There we go. For some reason that doesn't want to work, but anyways. Hopefully that makes sense if you guys are looking to use it. Yeah, no problem, guys. Come on, mRNA. Let's go. Oh, I'm running out of time. 10 seconds. Okay, getting out right here. 57.71.
Got it.
We're done. We're done for the day. All right. Just checking, out of all positions. Life is good. All right, well, today was a recovery day for me, unfortunately. As I said, I made some bad moves at the open, which I then had to recover from, but recover we did, so that's good. What have we got? Any earnings? Earnings is continuing. We've got fewer earnings this week.
I looked, there didn't seem to be much out there of interest that we trade.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the list for tonight that I'm interested in particularly. Tomorrow morning. Ralph Lauren sometimes. Looks like the Canadian banks are reporting. VIP shop, VIPS. That is sometimes interesting. So we'll see. We'll see if they pop up tomorrow morning. Embraer is reporting too. I haven't actually looked at them in a long time. What are they doing with? Look at the daily on that. Yeah, see, it's not a good trading stock. You can tell by the daily. I think it's dual listed. It's probably on the Brazilian stock exchange. I think they're a Brazilian company, aren't they? But yeah, they haven't. They're obviously not showing the same moves as like a Boeing or somebody. So yeah, I don't see a lot tonight or tomorrow morning, which means we may be watching the old regulars tomorrow, which is fine with me. There's lots of stuff to watch that you know, we can just see what happens if and when the markets move. Did Brian say bye? Did I fail to say goodbye to him?
I don't know if he said bye, but he dropped off. I didn't hear him.
So he did. All right. Well, thanks, Art. Yeah, I said I wasn't sure if I was actually going to trade Microsoft. I have to admit, I said occasionally throughout the day, I kept thinking about it. I'm like, oh, should I do it? What if maybe I'll go long today? And I thought, well, I'll just wait and see. Whatever the stock looks like, I'll take that trade. And it looked short again. So fortunately, it worked out. And I'm still disappointed about that stop out, I have to admit. But anyways, other than that, the trade worked. So. All right.
It was another green Microsoft trade.
It was. Oh, there he is.
Guys, I had to just drop off for a second there.
That's good. Did you hit your medic alert? You're good. Falling and can't get up.
Yeah. Did anyone take any swing trades? I'm going to keep a little bit of yang.
You sound really far away, Brian.
But most of these. Oh, really? Well, maybe it's my. I've got a fan going.
I don't know.
That might be causing the problem. I have fans. You're right.
You have fans.
So, what do you think? Is mRNA dropping some more here?
I don't know. I'd be nervous about holding it overnight because I guess my view, Brian, would be, you know, what if they come out with, you know, updated, you know, information on their trials or something, right? Good or bad.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you'd think if soon as somebody says, "Oh, another company's in the lead," they're going to be pushing to release information to show that they're right there with them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, it's in this market, it's kind of dangerous to hold things. Seems like. Well,
especially
we'll
drug companies overnight, because you never know what's going to come out on news.
I mean, it could gap down like $10 for all we know, right? I mean, there's room. If I look at the daily chart, look at a daily chart in mRNA. Let me call it up on the screen here. There's tons of room. Like, this thing could legitimately drop down to about $35 without much resistance, really, which is, you know, $20 from where it is. But I'm not saying that's likely, but if the news was bad enough.
Well, it's fun. Yeah, I'm just looking at how we finished out the day here and some of the stocks that are up and down. I mean, funny, we got Roku and Square in the red. We've got obviously mRNA. LABU, I was surprised. I thought it looked like it was going to break out on a daily, and it clearly didn't. So, yeah, some interesting stocks. Looks like the gold miners sold off, which may be presenting a buy opportunity here.
Still blows my mind that some of the Chinese stocks like Baba and Baidu are green on the day.
Yeah. But you're right. You know, when you look at the day, let's just take a quick view at how the day looked. Yeah, when you look at the Dow, it really didn't do much of anything. it kind of just chopped around, and I guess the biggest kind of move it made was this last hour. It kind of sold off a bit. The Nasdaq was the one that really sold off. It gapped up, and it was at 9,500, and we ended up down at 93.40, which was still ended up on the day, but significantly off the highs. And the S&P, kind of the same story as the Dow, kind of just chopped in a range all day until we got into this last 45 minutes, half hour of trading, and it dropped, but still up 1.25% on the day. Dow up 2% on the day. So it was it was kind of an interesting day.
What is the Dow up? Yeah, 2%.
But
yeah.
But
it
just kind of went sideways for most of the day.
Yep, everything up, but went out on both. All the indexes went out pretty close to their low of the day, even though they all ended up higher. I hate these big gap up days. They're typically a little bit harder to trade.
I certainly find them harder to trade, or at least especially at the open. It makes the open really uncertain, which, all the more reason why I should not have taken those goofy trades that I did at the open that caused me to have to recover. And anyways, it's...
You took... Hard to believe you took goofy trades.
Well, I did it. Well, you and Andrew were killing it. Well, you had a great pre-market trade, I think, didn't you? What were you trading pre-market?
Yes, the SRNE trade was okay, and I think Jared had that one as well.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, SNRE, right?
SNRE, that's right. And then then I just was looking at mRNA, and just prior to the open, because I kind of left one spot open when I was building my watch list. And mRNA just looked like it was going to be a little bit of a rising devil trade. So, gapping down, weak, maybe a little pop, and then sell off, which is the way I played it.
So you and Andrew were like knocking out these trades in the first 5 minutes, which got me all all FOMO'd up. So I started jumping into things without really thinking about them and without a strategy. And that's it seems like every time I do that, I lose. Like it's not a 50-50 chance for me. It's like a 95% chance I'm going to lose when I start doing that. For some reason, whenever I start jumping in without following my strategy, I lose. I don't have the touch. So.
Yeah, no, it's very true. I mean, every trader. I mean, if there's something that people should take away from today as a lesson, is every trader should have a playbook, and you really got to have discipline to stick with your playbook and trade only the trades that that you have in that book. I agree with you, Peter. I mean, you start taking these, trades and you can't, they're not in your playbook. You can't put a name to them. I mean, probably 75% of the time they're going to turn into losers. Stick with the trades
that one
in your book. Yep.
Yeah. And we've talked about that in the room, guys, and if people's playbooks look different all the time. I was just thinking here, like I could share you, like here's a page out of my playbook, for example, and it's based off of one of the sessions I did on the lightning bolt. So here's my playbook page for the lightning bolt strategy, right? So it tells me here's what the setup is, here's what the entry should look like, where do you take partials, what's my stop loss. So, and I give some examples, right? It just helps me understand what the trade is, what I'm looking for, and how it works. And every one of my pages looks different for different strategies. Here's my moving average cross. It's not as slick, but but I've got all sorts of different pages for the different elements of my strategy and my playbook. And I agree with Brian. We should all have something like that, so you know what you're trying to accomplish. What are you looking for?
Yep.
And what are you going to do when you find it? Don't be the dog that chases the car and then don't know what to do when you catch it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. I like the look of your playbook, though. That's kind of cool. you're really well structured. You know, very clear sort of indicators as to, you know, your trigger points, when to get in, where your partials are, on getting out. I mean, that's what the way you need to trade. Just do you keep statistics in terms of you know, you probably got 2 or 3 strategies. Do you keep statistics in terms of how though each one of those trades works out?
Yeah, I use TraderView, Brian, to keep all of my trades in for the stats, and I code them based on what strategy I was playing, not what strategy it turned out to be, what strategy I thought I was playing. And I've learned that that's an important distinction, by the way, but you have to decide. So, but anyways, bottom line, yes. So if I think I'm playing a lightning bolt, I'll code it as such, or a moving average cross, and that way I can go back and say, okay, every time I thought I was playing a moving average cross, what are my results? And that way I can parse it. TraderView's got some great stats where it can tell me what time of day does it work more effective than other times of days, what day of the week does it work best, things like that. I mean, I don't find a difference by day of week generally, but by time of day, I definitely do. So
yeah. So what do you find time of day?
Well, you know, like I was just saying, don't play them in the first 15 minutes. Because if you think about all my strategies, like a lightning bolt or my moving average cross, the moving average cross requires a double top or double bottom to happen. The lightning bolt requires momentum through the VWAP, which means it has to be away from the VWAP. All of that takes more than 15 minutes to set up. Right? So
exactly, yes. Yeah.
Right? So none of my plays have setups that can actually happen at the open. Now I do have the Rising Devil and Fallen Angel. Those are my only open trades. So basically, if I don't get a trade right off the open in the first 2 to 3 minutes based on those strategies, then I've got to wait another 15. And when I fail to do that is when I usually get myself into trouble.
Yeah, and again, that's, you know, Juan was saying he's frustrated when Andrews made $4,000, but you know, he has a different playbook, and you know, he uses different strategies that work for him, but maybe they don't work for you, or maybe you're not at a level where you're confident in taking that trade. But this is all about being your own trader. You know, and developing your own playbook. You can't take Peter's playbook and make it yours. You've got to develop your own playbook and you know, trade the strategies that work for you. And if you haven't taken a trade and Andrew's already made $3,000 or whatever, I mean, that's just him. And
yeah, what Andrew does doesn't matter to your trading. It's
nope, absolutely not.
But it's hard to remember that sometimes when you're in the trade. Guys, I don't know if I've shared this. I think I have in my journal, which is available. But if not, I'm putting it up on the screen. If you want to take a screenshot for yourself, feel free. Just to give you an example of what a playbook could look like. Let me move this up so you see the whole thing. There you go.
Yeah. The other thing is you don't want to compare yourself to other traders. There's so much variables in there when you're trying to compare your performance to somebody else. How long has that other person been trading compared to you? What's their account size? What's your account size? I mean, trading is a personal game, even though we're all competing against each other. I mean, if you really think about it, Peter, Brian, me, all of us here in the community, when we put on a trade, there's probably somebody else in the community that's putting on the trade in the opposite direction. So we're all competing. And you can't compare yourself to somebody else. You have to compare yourself to how far you've grown. How far have you come since you've begun trading? Because that's what's going to build up your confidence. It's when you look back and you're like, man, I've grown so much in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, year. When you start trying to compare or look at where you want to be, that's when you're going to start feeling with the emotion. Yeah, Bobby, I can share the link to
you make me think
playbook as well.
Mike, of an analogy when you say that. So, you know, because it makes me, and you know, I love my little analogies, but when you say compete, I always think we are sort of competing against each other, but it's like we're competing against each other in whitewater kayaking, right? And the markets are the whitewater. So you have to respect the water. Like if we are going to try and compete and kayak upstream over the whitewater, we're all doomed, right? It's just not going to work because none of us have the power to actually change the flow of that current, and that's what you have to keep in mind. So sure, we can bump kayaks into each other and try and get to the finish line first, but at the end of the day, the water rules. So respect it, remember that, and that you'll be more successful. So and to me that's relevant when we come back to whatever Andrew's doing. Yeah, sure, we can pretend to compete, but we're all trading in the same market, right? And we're all trying to accomplish basically the same objectives, which is why, like in this community, why we love to share our strategies, because at the end of the day, frankly, I'm okay crossing the finish line second, third, or fourth as long as I cross the finish line, with my head out of the water. My kayak is in the right side up, because if not, then I've had a bad day out there. So, because it actually helps, the more people that see my strategy can help validate it, help identify it, help point it out for me, that actually helps my trading. So that's why I love doing seminars on my lightning bolt, or I talk about the different strategies that I play, because I'm happy if other people find value out of them and choose to use them, because you're more likely in the room to say, hey, I think I see one. And people do that all the time. And I've been able to get trades because you're watching something I'm not. And I'm like, you're right. This is setting up. Thank you for pointing it out.
So. Yeah, definitely.
Anyways, enough of a rant for today. Thank you, Brian, for that. And any last thoughts on the market? Are you taking any swings overnight?
Yeah, I have a little yang right now. A little yang in my pocket.
You have a little yang? Okay. Let's leave that one alone, okay?
Yeah. And I'm not showing it to anyone.
Okay, we appreciate that. You're not going after the TNA for tonight?
No.
Okay.
Not tonight. I don't know. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we gap up again tomorrow. But it was kind of a funny day. Some stuff up, some stuff down. So still feels like we're a little toppy here. But anyway, that's it. We'll see what happens.
Well, you heard it here first,
in the
guys.
Morning. See everybody.
Brian is keeping his little yang in his pocket, and he's not going after the TNA tonight. So it's all good.
That's about all you can say.
But on that off-color
public
bad joke, for everybody that's keeping track, that is absolutely another dad joke, and proudly presented. So.
Yep. So yes, we shall see everyone in the morning. I'm going to be heading back to Vancouver tomorrow evening. So
I think you said that on Friday though too, didn't you, Brian?
I know. Well, I actually booked a flight. So there you go. And I treated myself to business class, so I'll be flying in style.
Oh, look at you.
Flying in style. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was cheap. It was. I'm flying on points, and I've never seen business class so cheap on points. So I figured, what the heck?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I deserve it. So, all right. So we'll see everyone in the morning, and have a great evening, everybody.
Yep. Have a great evening, Brian.
You too, Brian.
See you guys
Later.
Okay,
William, I just shared. Bye. I shared the script in the room. I've got the window up on the screen where I hold the script, but you can't see the whole thing at one time. So there it is again. That's the script I use for put a stop at break even. If I can tell you one thing I've certainly learned, make sure that you're at a point where you're taking your first partial before you use it, because I sometimes get nervous on a trade and I put it in too early, and then I get stopped out at break even when frankly I should have held on, right? It didn't yet complete the pattern I was looking to trade. So use it too early and you might get stopped out earlier than you expect. So, but
definitely,
that's more mechanics, tactical mechanics. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, it cancels. Yeah, it cancels all open positions. So if you've got multiple open positions, just be careful using it because it might close positions in another trade that you've got on. But what I
you got to make sure you have the right montage selected.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember when I have more than one trade, does it cancel? I think it only cancels, but it says cancel all symbol. I think it just, does it cancel all my orders or just the ones for that montage? I don't know. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh.
It should only cancel your montage. Because I use it too, and when I got two positions open.
Let's go into a test account. Let me put in an order for, I'll put in a stop order for Microsoft at, I'm going to buy.
I don't think it'll work. Will it work in, I don't think it's going to work because it's a limit order after hours.
As long as it doesn't trigger, I suppose. That's all I want, right? I could put in a limit order with a trigger price of $250 and a target price of $251. I just don't want it to do anything. I just want the order to go in.
Yeah.
So there's the order.
But that's what I'm saying.
Did
it go in? Yeah.
Well, let me just, I'll pop this out here so you guys can see. We'll see what happens. We'll do it together. So here's my order window. You can see that's 100 shares. Let's change symbol here. Let's go to what JD. Let's put in another stop.
No. Account.
Yeah. Yeah. So just
I do that all the time sometimes.
Making sure I'm in my test account. Yeah, you're right, because it went back to the default.
Yep. I've done that on multiple occasions.
So let's so I'm gonna buy here, stop order buy. I'm in my test account. A limit order at $65, $66. All right, so I got two orders in. Let's go to the Microsoft symbol. Let's hit the button. Ooh.
Test account.
Yeah, I know. I just realized again. It shouldn't actually open. If I don't have any open positions, it shouldn't enter.
Oh yeah, it won't do anything.
Well, let's see. Yeah, so it just cancels. It just cancels the active symbol in your montage because I hit the button. Yeah, and then it gave me an error message down here that says no available position, so it failed on part of the script. So which is fine. So let's change it to JD. Let's change it to Boeing. Test account. We'll stop to break even. Script failed. Nothing happened. Let's go to JD. Always in your test account. Yeah. So it only cancels it for the active. The active item. So and which is the way I like it because I that way I've got multiple montage windows that I keep open at all times. So I didn't think they conflicted, but then you got me questioning it because the way the wording was with the cancel all symbol, but it only seems to work.
No problem, DG for the playbook.
No worries. All right, guys. Well, as we said, thanks so much for joining us. We stayed to answer some questions. Any last questions that I missed? We're still with our friends on YouTube. Hopefully there's some useful information going on there.
For you.
Yeah, Mike. Oh, thanks, Mike. You confirmed that before I tested it, that the script cancels orders for the current symbol. Right, so if I had multiple orders for that symbol, it would cancel all orders. But yeah, only for the symbol that's active. So.
Yeah, no problem, Zen.
All right. We'll,
Yep.
We're good. We're good.
Then remember, everybody, onboarding tonight's at 7 p.m. if you're going to the onboarding. And then immediately following that, we'll go into the psychology modules today in the webinar room.
No, Dan, 7 p.m. Eastern. So 2.5 hours from now.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. We'll generally try and talk in Eastern time. So, all right, Mike. Well, we'll see you tonight. I'll be there for the webinar. Looking